All right, our Legend of Technology Award is next, and we are pleased to welcome back one of our most trusted partners, AT&T, to present this very special award. AT&T is the world's largest communications company. Need I say more? Please welcome from AT&T, Amy McIlvaine. Now let's watch the video.
The Legend of Technology Award is a special recognition honoring the steadfast contributions one individual has made towards the advancement of technology in New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight AT&T is honored to pay tribute to McCarter and English's David Sorin.
I am a born and bred New Yorker. I grew up in New York City, was a product of the New York City public school system. Went to college when I was only 16 years old and graduated from the business school of NYU at 19. So I became an accountant and was a CPA at a big 8 accounting firm. So I've now told you something about my relative age. And I did that for about 5 years before deciding to leave and go on to law school.
So when I first started my endeavors in New Jersey, there was 3 people I was told to meet in the state in order to stand up a business for technology companies, financing them in the state. And David was one of those people. And it was very foreshadowing for me to hear about the work that he was doing in the state and that he's kind of a go-to person if you wanted to make a mark in the state. And it was amazing to me how open he was and willing to meet with junior folks in the community because of his interest and passion in building the New Jersey technology community.
I absolutely consider myself an entrepreneur. In fact, although I am a lawyer, I don't lawyer for the sake of lawyering. I lawyer for the sake of helping my clients achieve their business goals.
And my favorite thing about David is, you can call him up and be down about something, and he'll pick you up and have that, positive optimism and energy about it. And then, on the flip side, when you're kind of worked up and something just went wrong in your portfolio, he will absolutely kind of calm you down, take the high road, and make everything very neutral again. And I value that a lot.
That's right, but the thing I hate about David is that he never lets you get the last word in an email exchange. But it comes out of a lot of lawyers getting in trouble over time for not being communicative enough. And I'm sure that David is cognizant of that, but he takes it to an extreme, to be sure.
Do not text with David. It is endless. Like Alex said, you will never get the last word in.
In 25 years, the emphasis on private and public-private solutions has grown tremendously. We see the emergence finally of the great universities in the state participating in commercialization. We see large corporations finally embracing the idea that helping to nurture and create an entrepreneurial ecosystem and an innovation ecosystem actually inures to their benefit as well. And so from our very humble roots creating NJTC, a band of 6 or 8 of us, we now have an NJTC that has grown over the last quarter of a century.
Dave's energy, enthusiasm, and creativity are truly boundless. He is non-stop, fully engaged 24/7, 365. He brings that energy to his clients and to the firm. He's also an innovator. He's not content to just stay right behind the curve. He needs to be ahead of the curve. And as you know, changes in technology and in the tech sector have been accelerating over the past few years, and Dave is committed to and succeeds in staying not just with that curve, but ahead of the curve.
One thing that people may not know about David Sorin is he is a heck of a mentor. He's mentored some of the most senior professionals in the state of New Jersey and some of the most top legal counsels throughout this state. He's just done a super job in terms of teaching, training, and making them part of his family.
I'm thrilled to realize as I look back that all of the major initiatives in helping to support this ecosystem and to build it, that we somehow had our hand in that. From the NJTC to the NJTC Venture Fund to Jumpstart to the meetups, Propellify, Asbury Agile, Princeton Tech Meetup. these are critical. And for me, they have made my career so much more satisfying. Because although I take enormous satisfaction out of my client representation and service, all of that is made more meaningful to me, and I think more important to them because of the role we've played in a greater ecosystem in which they survive and flourish.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and a pleasure to present the Legend of Technology Award to McCarter in English, Mr. David Sorin.
Adams and Alex Katz had no idea how their comments would foreshadow what I had to say. It's kind of interesting hearing what they had to say about never being the last to send, always being the last to send the email. It's always important to me that our clients understand and appreciate that we take their issues as seriously as they do. And if I over-communicate, I apologize. But this is going to be another example of that, I'm afraid. I asked Jim if I could have 4 minutes, and he reluctantly agreed, and I'm taking 6. So first, let me say thank you. Thank you all so very much. It's nice to know that I'm finally a legend in the minds of someone other than my own. So obligatory bad joke aside, it's really been my great privilege to have a front row seat, sometimes as an observer, but most frequently as one of the members of the starting team, to the development and evolution of our technology and emerging growth, entrepreneurial and investor ecosystems. As everyone in this room knows, it's not for the faint of heart. It is, however, a most rewarding, exhilarating, often frustrating, but always intellectually challenging and educational ride. My love affair with New Jersey technology and entrepreneurship began over 2 decades ago, when as a newly minted law firm partner with a young family, my wife and I left New York City and Wall Street law so that I could pursue my goal of building here in New Jersey the legal resources necessary to meet the unique and complex securities law, financing, intellectual property, and M&A transactional needs of emerging growth tech-enabled, and life science enterprises, and the investors who support those companies. Prior to that, New York's business enterprises generally crossed the Hudson and Delaware rivers, searching for legal talent in New York and Philadelphia. Today, such river crossings are no longer necessary, and that's a change of which I am particularly proud. We heard a little bit of this from some of the great companies that you saw, but New Jersey can and should take great pride in our rich and enviable history of entrepreneurial and technological leadership. It's been defined in part by Edison and Einstein, the pharmaceutical, telecommunications, and information technology industries, some of the best colleges and universities in the world, a highly educated, incredibly productive workforce, and national leadership in patent issuances per capita, all evidencing our innovative and inventive culture. Even so, it hasn't been all charm. New Jersey, nestled between the overpowering urban centers of New York and Philadelphia, seemed to be without a reputation of our own. We lacked the hubs of urban or business centers and the infrastructure that often foments commercialization, technological innovation, entrepreneurial fervor, and investment, leaving us without a center of commerce or a center of influence for technology and entrepreneurial companies. Our universities often displayed a shocking lack of interest in commercialization. While Stanford helped to build Silicon Valley, Harvard and MIT, the Route 128 corridor, our colleges and universities left a void. Government policies failed to promote the right incentives. There was an absence of any type of statewide networking, information sharing, lobbying, or educational efforts to nurture, foster, enable, and sustain the change that we so sorely needed. Change that would, with purpose, laser focus, and proactivity, create and support an entrepreneurial and technology ecosystem. But fortunately, in the mid-1990s, there was a small group of us, you heard that earlier, many of you here tonight, as you have been annually for the last 22 years, who partnered with a force of nature, Maxine Ballin, a local community organizer so well known to us, to begin to foster the change that we needed. I recall fondly an afternoon in the mid-1990s when John Martinson, John Bailey, Mel Biata, Virginia Alling, who I saw here earlier, Brian Hughes, the late great Karen Franzini, and I joined Maxine to discuss the viability of creating a statewide initiative to foster and sustain a leading entrepreneurial and technology ecosystem. Right then and there, each of us committed personal, professional, and financial resources to an endeavor that would soon be dubbed the New Jersey Technology Council. What a difference 20+ years has made. Still far short of ideal, significantly less than perfect, but ever striving to improve, New Jersey's entrepreneurial and technology ecosystem is an order of magnitude stronger, more vital, and more sustainable than ever before. The New Jersey Technology Council was, in my opinion, the initial catalyst, followed soon thereafter, by our co-creation of a venture fund and an angel network. We saw the needs and we acted to create solutions and opportunities. The intrepid companies we support develop new products, services, solutions, software, which improve quality of life, create jobs, build wealth, and enhance productivity, creating a sustainable upward spiral. Last page. New Jersey's successes led to new and innovative collaborations. At McCarter and English, in addition to our support of NJTC, we support and create various meetups that have emerged to bring resources to local communities. We were among the earliest and continuing supporters of the efforts to create a national presence in technology and entrepreneurship, in New Jersey. And New Jersey can now boast that we are the birthplace and home of Propelify, an annual festival of technology inspired by, but now rivaling, South by Southwest. I wish I had the time and the immediate recall to give thanks and pay homage to all of you who have contributed so mightily to the sea change in this ecosystem over the last 20 years. I'm sorry to borrow a phrase that's oft-cited, but it really takes a village. I'm honored to accept this award, but I do so with full appreciation that all that has happened to help this ecosystem thrive is the result of the collective efforts of all of us working together, led by visionaries, fueled by passion, energy, and commitment, and supported by believers and hard workers with shared goals, common values, and defining principles. And of course, that is enabled by those who provide tireless and unwavering support. Thank you to my McCarter partners. I'm so honored to have our chairman here tonight and the head of our corporate practice who have traveled here from faraway cities not nearly as technologically savvy as New Jersey. So I do thank you. Many of my colleagues are celebrating here tonight, and this community has been empowering. And I also have to thank my wife, Randy, my children, Lindsay, Michelle, Jared, and Kayla, for allowing me to pursue my path with zeal and passion, often at personal sacrifice. As many of my McCarter partners and colleagues know, as do many of my clients, that one of my favorite words is onward. So onward to even greater things for New Jersey's technology and entrepreneurial ecosystems. I thank you all so very much.
All right, congratulations, Dave. Thank you for all your leadership. You've been a wise counsel for me for many years. Most importantly, though, I get some of my fashion sense from you. And I love these glasses so much, I said, I'm not going to get the same ones. I'm not, but they're very close. So thank you, AT&T, as well, for your supporting us once again this year.